boys and girls of the internet. Today is Saturday, December 1st, 2018. Vlog number 334, I believe. And, yeah, first of the month. Where's the time gone? I wanted to touch on a subject that kind of came up today that I'm not going to mention any names because there's still a lot of unknowns out there. But I want to talk about sexual assault allegations. Now, this has been a thing for quite some time. You know, a lot of high-profile names have been accused and had a lot of proof come out against them, and some of them are just boiled down to just allegations. Some go beyond that. Now, when any person comes forth with allegations, it is, you know, customary to, you know, at least believe them, or at least, you know, hold their claims up to, you know, what they can vouch for. You know, if it seems plausible, yes, you know, look into it. You know, we in this country, of course, we should have a, you know, innocent before proven guilty. You know, if someone accuses you of something, you aren't supposed to be automatically guilty, which means that you shouldn't automatically have punishment put forth against you without evidence of, you know, the facts of the accusations. You know, if the accusations come out to be true, yes, you know, indeed punish a person. You know, we must serve our sentences whenever we do a crime, and so that's all well and good. I totally believe in that. I also believe that, you know, yes, if someone does accuse somebody, definitely look into it. I'm, you know, dead serious. That don't just fluff it off. Don't be like, oh, I doubt that will happen. You know, or I don't believe it's in this person's character to do such a charge. You know, you're accusing this person such and such, and I don't think he has it in them, or he or she, because let's face it, you know, sexual assault couldn't happen from men or women. Of course, it is mostly men that engage in sexual assault, and of course it's definitely mostly men that are accused of sexual assault. Now, again, if someone just say, like, look at the person and go like, really? I don't see that person ever doing that. I don't think they could ever, you know, have it in them to commit this assault. Well, the same thing could be said about mass murderers. People fly off the handle, and then, like, later on their family goes, I never saw it in them. Or a neighbor goes, oh, that was the nicest person in the world. I never saw this coming. You know, so you never know a person. Even if they are a public figure who, you know, they have a fairly large portion of their life, you know, out in the open for the public to see. And they could, you know, many times there's absolutely no evidence in public of such behavior. That doesn't mean that they have a very, very secret private life, in which they do. And unfortunately, for a lot of public figures, especially ones in positions of power, they utilize that power to intimidate others and go, hey, if you tell anyone, your career's over, or there's going to be consequences for you. So they kind of hold that over people that, you know, they unfortunately feel that their power grants them the right to abuse others, which is absolutely wrong. I totally believe that. Then you have things that it's like the gray area, where it's it's really hard to classify if or when you can kind of consider it true sexual assault. And I'll give you a small example. Me as a photographer, I photograph a lot of my friends, and a lot of my friends there are female, and there are times where I have to help them out with their wardrobe. Just yesterday, I had a successful photo shoot. It was fun. We got some great pictures out of it. It was a time where I had to help my friend put on her bra. I had to go behind her and clasp her bra. And she was wearing a garter belt, and I had to try to attach the clasps from her garter belt to her stockings. So I was very, very close to her, and my hands were on her skin, or on her body. Granted, she, one could argue, and she will probably agree that she gave me permission. She gave me consent. She said, yes, help me out. By her asking me to help her, clasp her bra and attach her garter, she gave me consent. So, no wrongdoing was done there. But I could easily see how some people on the outside, if they don't know what's going on, if they see me just crouching behind her, my hands on her thigh and stuff, just doing things, they don't know what I'm doing if they don't know ahead of time, and they can easily say, hey, wait a minute, what's going on here? And they might levy sexual assault charges against me. That I was putting my hands on my model. So something as innocuous as that could get a lot of people in trouble. Now, one of the people I'm talking about that recently came out, that there was some charges against them. I didn't read the full details, but there was a little snippet of details saying that there was a peer that they were just in a room together. They were at something going on. They were speaking to each other, blah blah blah, and the woman accused the guy, or that alleged the accusations, was saying that, we were talking about the tattoo that I have on me, and this person, was interested in it, and I think the tattoo was on her arm or something, and he kind of just lifted up her sleeve or something. I think it was something like that. Maybe it was something more than that. I don't really remember. Just to kind of see more of the tattoo. Now, she didn't ask him to do that. She didn't tell him that's okay for him to do that. But to me, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's kind of innocuous. If it was just on her arm, he just lifted her sleeve, it reminds me of an old Seinfeld episode where there was a thing where I think Jerry was talking about how there's a woman with was it Jerry or was it? I think it was Elaine. There was someone that had a certain type of clothing, and they felt the material on it, and that led to later on George did that to a woman, felt her material, but that woman lashed out at him. It's how dare you touch my material? on my clothes. That's putting your hands on me without my consent. I totally see that, but it kind of play, the way they played it out in the episode is that it kind of showed like a double standard. Now, I mean, I don't know if this accusation against this known person, whether it holds water, whether it's, just something that someone said. It's kind of odd that it just came out of the blue. So it could just totally be valid, and people always wonder, why now? Why do they wait so long? Because apparently this incident happened a couple of years ago. But again, you always want to believe a person when they throw out accusations. You believe what they say, and you look into it. You don't go out and believe them, and that person they're accusing is automatically guilty. No, don't get me wrong. You believe them to the point that you look into their allegations, whether they're credible. There's some things that can never be proven, though. There could be situations, and there is a lot of situations where it is only the one person and the other person who's ever in the room who can testify about the actions of the event. Sometimes there's like a witness or two, or maybe there's a group of people. But in a lot of cases, unfortunately, is that if it's just something where it's just like inappropriate touching or suggestive comments, it's really just one person's word against the others, because there's no physical evidence that can be presented. And we all know lie detectors, they don't work, so you can't really put someone under a lie detector test, or you just really have to kind of go off the word of these people. That's why in situations like that, it's very difficult to find or to determine fault, whether or not the accusations are true or not. That's the unfortunate thing. But I also think the other unfortunate thing is that there's been a couple of cases where that person's drunk. Drove by a cop, stopped someone, and they're giving them a breathalyzer test. There's been a lot of cases in the past where it is a known person that they're a known celebrity, politician, whatever, who were accused by some people, and right away, without actual evidence other than just the word, that person was punished. They lost their job, or they had to step down from whatever position they were in, just from the accusations. There were no criminal charges. There were no, and that's the thing I don't like. It's just that lives can be ruined just for the accusation. Yes, I get it. If someone is sexually assaulted, just the act in itself could ruin their lives. I totally understand that, and I sympathize with anybody who is sexually assaulted, and is a sexual assault survivor. I get that, but that's why this is such a hard thing for everybody to discuss, because it's a burden of proof type of thing, where you feel your life is ruined, but yet do you have the proof to prove it in court of law? We are a nation of laws, as unfortunately some people in our nation is immune to. I'm not going to get into that, but we have to kind of abide by that. And I almost want to say that whether or not this particular case that happened today, that came out Saturday, to December 1st. You could look up who it was. Whether or not it comes out to be true or not, or whether or not the consequences for this person's job and career, I don't know. But there has to be. I really believe that has to be something to keep these accusations kind of in line. And it sounds kind of cruel, but there's a lot of people coming out there and saying, there should be punishment for those who levy false accusations against somebody. If the person comes out to be totally innocent and there's no proof of what they're being accused of, there needs to be punishment for the accuser. And that's a very, very dangerous line of thinking. Because, hey, people could say, hey, that person over there, he stole my wallet. And meanwhile, all you did is, you accidentally, dropped your wallet in the street and you find it later. So it comes out that, no one stole your wallet. Does a person to say, hey, that person stole my wallet, does he get in trouble? Is there, consequences for them? No. So, again, it's very, when you're dealing with the law and dealing with things like that, it's very hard. And I don't have any definitive answer right here. All I have to say is, again, if someone says something, yes, believe them, but look into it. There's a burden of proof that has to be met. And we shouldn't be punishing people automatically based off an accusation. We have to look at the evidence. That's all I got to say. I'll talk to y'all later. Everybody have a good day. I love you.
Have to come.
Well, I'm not gonna miss this. You sure this is a good idea?
No.
Well, brothers, I've been to many strange places, but this will be a new one.
Yeah. I've never been in a giant's belly either. How about you, Father?
Never one that was not trying to eat me.
You really should expect that sort of response at this point.